Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the ELC EVEN 90. It's a Tier 8 Premium French light tank, and it's located on the south spawn of Lakeville under the command of Fork-U. Yes, it's one of my other accounts, and it's my little ELC on that account. I decided this evening just to take it out, and I'm doing some older replays, so I thought I'd have a go with my ELC, and this is what happened. As you can see, it's a tier 10 game. There's a Jaeger there, and the battle has started, and I'm headed off to a scouting position just by the lake. I'm not going to go up the usual lake road, and that's with good reason, because obviously every time I've done that road myself, I've come a cropper. The enemy has spotted me and put holes into me, but whenever I play from this position, I not only get shells into the enemy spotter, but I also manage to spot a few of the enemy and pick up some spotting damage. Well, nobody yet. I'm loaded. I've got a 2.5 seconds between each shot, and I think it's about 27 seconds in total to load. I've got an FP4005 in the distance there. I fire a quick round at him, and I think he fires one at me. In return, I do pick up a round from the standard B for 232 and pull back behind the rock. Now, I pop a reload straight away, and you can see that standard B is still testing to see if I'm there. Yeah, shells coming in. But of course, I'm going to wait for the full reload. He probably thinks I'm going to pop out straight away after I've gone unspotted, but no, not doing that. Waiting for the full reload to go through, then I will pop out. And I won't sit in the same place that I did before. Okay, now moving to a separate position. A little way away from where I was, about one tank space away. And you can see rounds are zipping past me. The standard B is firing in my direction, but he's missing me because he's firing at the wrong place. And I'm now spotting him for my teammates. Well, it seems we're doing quite well in the valley and also in the town. And I've spotted a few enemy tanks. In fact, we're almost at the enemy cap, but that's not how this battle ends up. So do keep watching, because it does get interesting in many ways. You wouldn't believe how this battle goes backwards and forwards. Now, the enemy is actually doing quite well in defending against our attack force. And I decide to move to the lake road because I'm wondering if I can get shots on some of those enemy tanks as they're retreating out of the town. So I move up the lake road. I know there's an LTTB out there. Oh, I've been spotted. And I think it's that TVP VTU. But I couldn't be more wrong. It's not him. The person who spots me is the LTTB. And there you go. He not only saw me, but he got a shot into me. And he fired another one in. Got another shot. So I'm now down to 323 hit points out of my 900. So only 1/3. You can see where the LTTB was. He was spotting between those two buildings. And since I know I'm unspotted now, I pull forward just a little. And I can see that the enemy is now starting to move down the valley towards our cap. So this hasn't gone our way. We're starting to move through the town. And that's where the LTTB was. But he's not there now. But the trouble is now that the enemy is starting to make it through. Now I was firing at that bush thinking that the LTTB had moved. I fired at those bushes and reloaded. But this time I reloaded with APCR. And I had good reason to do that, because I was concerned about the tanks coming down the valley. Now you can see that standard B over there. And there's also a TVP behind him, TVP VTU. Standard B tier 9 Italian medium, and the VTU is the tier 9 Czech tank, and he's behind a rock, so I can't hit him, and I can't see the standard B anymore. So nothing to fire up there. There's the batch at 12 ton. He's making his way through, and it's a terrible shot from me. Trying to lead the target, and no, he dives in behind that house and hits the wall. I do a terrible shot there as well, so wasted all 3 rounds. And our batch at 12 ton is also firing at him. I actually drive in front of him as he's shooting, but I need to get to the near that batch chat to kill him. And I'm in reload at this moment. Now I do a quick recce in the cap area because I'm expecting the enemy to come around that corner, but I don't want to spot from that corner. And yes, they have turned up. The standard B's turned up, and here's the bat chat. Get close, put 1 in, tracks him, turn, finish him off. Okay, so I've used 2 of my rounds. I need to reload. I get up to the bush so I can spot. I've got unspotted, and from here I can spot the enemy. I've popped the reload, and I'm looking towards the cap. I'm expecting the enemy to turn up. I don't want to go any closer, and you can see that the enemy's firing at that house. He thinks I'm over there. There's a T28 prototype. He's not the only one. He's got company. They're just behind him. There's that standard B. There's an FV4005 and an IS3. In fact, I believe the FV4005 actually turned around and went back the other way. So now they're 1 tank ahead of us. Our attack force on the town through the city is actually doing quite well. I'm loaded, and I think I'm double bushed here, or at least single bushed it on them. Yep, and I get shots into the T28. He doesn't know where the shots are coming from, and I got a penetrating shot with the T28, but only 60 hit points. But I'm just going to sit here and reload. You can see the bat chats the other side of the lake road. We lose the M46 pattern. Now, one of our city attackers, the E50M, has come back. He's come back to try and defend the cap with me. T28 prototype still there, and the IS3. I'm loaded. Now, I know that I'm double bushed because I got no reaction from them the other time when I fired at them. So I fire 1 in, 2 in, 3 in. T28, but don't know if I got any results. But I'm reloading, and I'm reloading standard ammo this time. I want to load AP. I can't afford to keep wasting the APCR unless I've got an absolutely certain kill. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm double bush from that bush in front of me, you see. I'm sitting in a bush, but I've got another bush directly ahead, and I think that's the one that's obscuring my position. They can't see exactly where I am. Okay, I've got an E50M and a T10 now. I'm loaded. I fire 1 at T28. Go high. Get 1 in for 207. Fire the last one in for 241 and pull back to avoid any return fire, just in case they did work out where I was. My sixth sense hasn't gone off, and I have got it, so if I was seen, they should have seen me, or I should have got a response. And I'm not getting a response. The IS3 is down to 61 hit points, and our batch at 12 ton goes in rather clumsily and gets wiped out, but the IS3 gets killed by the by our T10. Now I'm loaded again. I just pull back for a second, and I move up into a different bush, see if I can get a different angle. Can I get another shot? And I was seen this time, but I wondered why I was spotted, and here's the reason why. There's an FV4005 just down the lake road, and I got 1 shot into him for 205 hit points. Okay, pull back. I'm using the bush mechanic on him. I don't want to be seen. I can see him. Just fire 1 in, but it doesn't connect. 1 more round. Don't want to get too close because he will see me. The T28 prototype's still the other side, but I can't fire from the normal position because that FV4005 will see me. So I'm just moving position just a little to get shots. Pull back. That's it. And yeah, get a hit. 240 hit points. Okay, now the FV4005 wiped out by the E50M. And now the three of us are the last remaining members of the team, and it's 3 versus 3. And two of the enemies have turned up in the south, and one of them's a Jagdpanther, and he's killed virtually immediately, but the other one's a Standard B. The same Standard B that fired at me at the start of the game. Okay, so I've got the E50M, and I think I've got the speed to take him on, because I can zip past him, and either put a round into him, and I'm just seeing, where is he now? I think he's behind that rock, or behind the building. So I get moved, and now going to attack, and we lose our E50M to the TVP VTU. I lock on to the Standard B, fire one round in, but it misses. I fire a second one, and that misses. Go around the corner. Lock on. Fire one, it tracks him. I've got no more ammo left. And he's taken out behind me by the T10. So it's now 2 versus 1. And it's just me and the T10 versus a TVP VTU. Okay, so it's up to me to find him. The T10's far too slow to actually find that TVP, but I can probably find him. And I've loaded a full mag of APCR this time, so I want to make absolutely certain I penetrate every shot if I can. Squeeze past the FB4005 and past that tank. And I'm fairly certain that the TVP's pulled back to his own cap. So I'm going to do an aggressive recce around his cap area and see if he's in the valley at all. So I don't want to go into the cap. I avoid the cap, have a quick check round, looking all directions. I don't want to get surprised. Okay, doesn't appear to be near the cap areas, so I'm going to look in the valley. And there he is! And he sees me, and I lock on, fire the first one, it misses. Second one misses, and I leap over the rock, crash down, and yes, win the game. Oh, rock climbing, flying through the air, and that's victory. And that was very exhilarating. And here's the end of battle result. Now, it wasn't a spectacular result. It was only a second-class tanker and a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of my own vehicle. But I did get a win 8 of 2155. And, of course, I got the kill shot that won the game for the team. So let's have a look at the team scores and see how I got on. Well, as you can see in this, I didn't do too well. I was 6th from the bottom. Only 1,070 hit points of damage. The E50M did 4,142, and the next highest score was the FB4005 on the enemy team with 3,180, and then came after that was the Standard B 2,938. So you can see I wasn't that good when it came to damage, but when it came to kills I was in the top part of the table. The high scorer was the T10 with 4 kills, who stayed alive, and the Standard B with 4 kills as well. And then there was the E50M with 3, the Standard B with 3, and then the T32, the FB4005 and the IS3 and myself all came in with 2 kills apiece. But when it came to base XP, I managed to get 3rd place in that battle, and the T32 managed 994, the T10 931, and I came in with 916 just afterwards. And if we look at the detail report, we can see the difference. I got 28 shots fired, 16 direct hits, 6 penetrations, 2 splash damage, 1,070 hit points, all at close range. I received 3 hits from the enemy, all 3 were penetrations. The armor on the ELC EVEN 90 is virtually non-existent. Anything that touches it's going to go straight through. It's the only thing it will stop really is bullets. It won't stop shells. I spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and did damage assistance of 1,012 hit points. So technically speaking, if that was spotting assistance, I would have ended up with a spotter, but it probably wasn't. It was probably actual damage assistance in terms of tracking somebody and then allowing others to kill them. And in fact, I think that that last kill that was done by the T10, the Standard B, that was the one where I actually tracked him and allowed the T10 to get the kill out of him. So, on credit side, I earned 58,155 credits. I got 29,078 from personal reserve and 17,447 from completing the mission events. So my total came to 104,680 credits. And after repair and ammunition resupply, and remember I did use a fair amount of APCR during this battle, I ended up with 48,861 credits. I earned 1,374 XP, times 4 for the first victory of the day, 412 for completing the events, bonus for being a premium vehicle of 137, and 100% personal reserve bonus, so I ended up with 7,419 XP altogether. But the reason I put this replay up was that last magnificent flying jump at the end. I didn't plan it that way, honestly. I was trying to turn around so I could get another shot on him as I was departing, but I didn't realise how high that cliff was, and I went up the edge of the cliff. I leapt off the top of it, landed on the ground, and I was already locked on, so I just fired automatically the moment I was leaving, and it took the TVP out. And in chat you could hear the relief from the other players that I managed to kill the last enemy with the little light tank. I think they were surprised, to say the least, but it was an immense satisfaction, and I think we all have one of those games where we're very satisfied with the result because we managed to survive even though we lost most of our hit points, and a tiny little light tank was able to pull off the victory with a T10. So I felt satisfaction with that. I thought I'd put the video up even though there's no big medals in it, but it was fun. And I may even copy that flying leap and then kill shot into a meme video, because it is quite funny to see an Arty player score such an amazing kill. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.